Setting up a dedicated artist studio, Part 2. Following on from Part 1, in this digital offering I will be running through the final planning considerations of setting up your own dedicated artist studio. Okay, final considerations when planning. Where will you place your workbenches for maximum functionality and ergonomics? Are they movable or permanent? Do you have the flexibility to change the configuration for different functions? As a flame worker, I require my pick-up and drop-off kilns to be within easy reach of my workbench, and they are stationary items. For me, this is an important consideration in my working configuration. Do you require an exhaust system? Is it permanent or movable? And where will your storage be? And how much room will you dedicate to storage? Are you planning to have a display area for work to be visible? Is this something you may require in the future? Will you build in permanent fixed display shelving or use freestanding display cabinets? If so, have you considered how you will light these works? Note, lighting is a complex area and will be covered separately in a following digital offering. What will your studio facade look like? Do you want your studio to look like a purpose-built structure and not just a modified shed? Large glass or wooden doors can be incorporated to create a welcoming and impressive front entrance to your studio. Access to functional rooms is also an important consideration. Is there direct access to the outside from, say for example, a particulate room? You don't want to track muck through other areas of your studio to access the outside, especially areas that must remain contaminant-free. Is there enough natural light to comfortably work by? You may need to put an extra external door or windows in your plan. Where will your exhaust system go for maximum benefit? Does it need to be fitted into a pre-existing wall or roof cavity in the studio? If you are going to work in a studio for extended periods of time, you may also want to consider insulation and whirlybirds. It's another cost, but it's worth it. Finally, safety needs to be considered. Do you have a couple of clear points of exit from your studio? Where will smoke alarms be positioned? Do you require them? You can draw on your electrician's advice. Does your studio require an under-the-sink waste catchment for particles like plaster? Once you have a clear set of designs and workable studio dimensions for your studio, have a draftsman draw them up and submit to the council for planning approval. This concludes Part 2 of setting up a dedicated artist studio. This project has been funded by the Regional Arts Development Fund and the Fraser Coast Regional Council.